Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Disco Elysium. Where we left off last time, we had stolen some drugs for some kids, not exactly the highlight of our lives, but nonetheless, we are supposed to go find a ruby. We also need to go talk to Lena in the Whirling in Rags. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go turn in that Insulindian Phasmid quest, finally. Maybe we can finally be done with this imaginary bug that probably 99.99999999999% doesn't exist. It statistically could exist, it's just improbable to the point of impossibility.
It's good to see a familiar face.
The elderly woman smiles up at you hopefully. I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morel? Thank you for doing that, dear. She manages a smile for us. Her smile is weary. Her early... ebullience has left her? I don't think I've ever seen that word before, to be honest. Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. She looks down at her hands. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him. It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those reeds. I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say. Her voice is shaky. What's going on here? So who's going to check the traps? Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps. The lieutenant stares at his shoe caked in mud. He doesn't say anything. Something tells me it's up to me again. No, she says, insisting now. You don't have to do that. Enough of this fool's errand. Morel will do it, or Gary. You have work to do. I've wasted enough of everyone's time. Be real, Gary is not going to help with this. We'll take care of it. We'll take it on. Actually, once more, unto the breach then. I take it on with undue optimism. That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself. Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up. Lena, what's wrong? You seem different. Different how? The half-moons of her glasses reflect you as she looks up at you. Answering a question with a question, for example. Defensive isn't her usual style. You've given up on the Phasmid. I'm in doubt, sweetie, that's all. Everyone is, now and then. You're in doubt about what? It's a strange feeling. She looks down, biting her lower lip. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer. Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream? Seeing the Insulindian Phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not. But Morel told me that you'd seen it. You also told me. Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone. A terrible stinging heart. Regret. Are you saying you made it up? No, at least I don't think I did, but Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the Phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That, and for years his belief made me believe too. But now we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds, looking for it. She shakes her head, still unable to meet your eyes. What if I was just wrong? I think I was. Lieutenant opens his notebook but doesn't write anything. Oh man. That's a tough check. Well, let's give it a shot. We succeeded. Oh, an acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care. Wrong or not, your relationship with Morel isn't just about the Phasmid. But it is. We spent years searching for the Phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just a pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have had a steady job lecturing at a university. You know, that reminds you of the Pericarnassian theory of love. In essence, love is a relay out of death. Generation by generation, our love remains in our progeny. Lay some of that on her. You know, the Pericarnassians theorized that love was the key to immortality. Oh, sweetie, I don't think that the Pericarnassians were thinking about people in my situation. She looks down at her legs. I was paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story... She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking. Now I understand why you haven't told him about your doubts. She sighs. I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it, lest I start crying and waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Insulindian Phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life. Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad. Okay. Actually, to hell with this. I still believe you saw the phasmid. A true believer, she looks out the window. Sometimes I see it, I still see it too. The real memory of it. How it was there, not the memory of the memory. But it's so hard to tell the two apart. Either way I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock, before we overstay our welcome with Gary. Are you sure you don't need help getting to Gary's? Oh no, thank you. But I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered, she taps her chair. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad. You do that. I'll check the traps one more time. Really? Oh, sweetie, she looks at you worried. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me, Morel. Can I have your address just in case there's news? Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock, but... A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it. Be careful. Actually, it's been a pleasure, ma'am. Conclude. Likewise, sweetie. She flicks a switch on her chair, and the engines turn on with a whir. Thank you for everything, truly. Even though it turned out to be a... The sentence remains unfinished. A waste of time? A lie? Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside it's snowing. We should go too. Somewhere out there, a kilometer to the southeast, a gust of wind shakes the Feld building, rattling dusty windows, beckoning with strange coldness. Task the wind once more. Alright, last try for the phasmid. I kind of feel sad that they are giving it up. Even though, to be fair, it is really not likely to exist. Unless it's some sort of, like, I don't know, nuclear, like, radioactive mutation of a normal bug, but that's highly unlikely as well. But then again, this place wasn't nuked, so that wouldn't make much sense either. Like, Revachol, this city, I think this seems sort of like, I guess if it wasn't an island type situation, I'd say that Revachol is sort of like Eastern Europe after World War II. Kind of. I don't know, it's sort of weird or hard to draw like a parallel to our world. Exactly. But it seems sort of like, yeah, Eastern European type of situation. Isn't there a trap right around here? I think we went past it actually. We can get it on the way back, it's not a big deal. Let's go find some traps. We also have to look for Ruby anyways, so might as well go this way. Ignore the children. They're just children doing children things. Wait, what's that? Did I miss something up here? Nope. Okay, never mind. Let's go to the first trap, which is the one by the camp. I think it's just over this way somewhere. There's 3 of them, right? There's one here, and there's one over by the Feld building. And then there's one... I can't remember where the last one is. A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner, dead. No phasmid anywhere. Poor things. Wasn't there one up here? I can't even go that way, so I guess not. Let's go down to the Feld building one. Do we even have a journal thing to do that? No, we don't. It just ended. I'm not gonna let it go that easily though. We're gonna find this phasmid. Or more than likely not find the phasmid. Again, statistically nearly impossible. Oh god, why can't I go that way? Isn't it over there? I thought it was over on the other side of this building. Am I going the wrong way? There we go. We've set our person to go, hopefully, to the right place. I must have gone the completely wrong direction. I sure did. Okay, so it's down here somewhere. There it is. Right there. The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most of them aren't moving anymore. You still can't see a phasmid anywhere. Poor things. And finally, there's 2 more traps, I think. One up by the church, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go this way. And then one by the exit. Wait, what's this? There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer? The light vanishes inside of the concrete slit. The structure goes deep underground. Kim, any idea what's down there? No idea. He takes his glasses off to polish. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here? We might find a ruby down there. We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Her official sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. He puts his glasses back on. In conclusion, she could be under any building. But not in there. He looks into the slit and sighs. I hope not. What's in there? Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewers. Yell ho into the slit? There's no echo and no answer. Okay, well it's not there, obviously. This is the train station sort of area. Or not train station, but like this dock type area. I think the trap... Was there a trap up here? Am I confusing all my things now? There's a billion things we've done in this game. It's just got a lot of things going on. It's kind of hard to remember them all. I thought there was a trap up here, though. Yes, there is, right there. I was right! I'm not going crazy. Perfect. Oof. Just dead and dying locusts, and the slow swaying of surrounding reeds. Poor things. We'll hit the other one on the way back, but we're going to look around for Ruby first. Let's take a look. So there's this tower up here. I think we had a thing to do with this tower, didn't we? Maybe not. I thought we did, but I could be mistaken. Thought we had a skill check there. Let's just kind of look around. I know the clicking sounds kind of annoying, but if you don't double click, you don't run, and then you walk this fast. Hang on. And if we walk the whole game at this speed, it'll take 18 years to do this whole thing. Instead of the normal 9 years. Okay, we can't do that door yet, I don't think. We don't have the skills for it. They said the Feld building, right? The Feld building is the one with that guy and his kid in front of it, I believe. I'm pretty sure. This is the church with the club. I don't think we need to do anything in there just now. We need to confront the pigs and get our gun back, though, and that's in 10 hours time? So... let's go down to the Feld building, see if maybe we can find a ruby, and then go get our gun back. Although we should probably get our gun sooner rather than later, in case Ruby is also packing heat. I need to get up there. We'll let him path around. It's going to take a bit. We should have gone up there by the time we... Oh, there's a kid. Never mind. This is the Feld building. Whoa, okay. Let's go in here. What was that building? Hey guys, do you know the way in?
Hello again.
He nods to you, smiling. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around? No, I'm afraid I can't help with you with this one, officer. Just a regular day here, off here for me and Mikhail. He pats his son's head. So you haven't seen anyone around? No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We only just arrived anyways. There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone. Okay, well, we tried. Anything we can do with this? Feld electrical. Step closer. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing into the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical, how ironic, all those dark rooms. Feld Electrical, you only knew them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind, something... The only way to go forward is to fail first. Could Ruby be in there? In there? She could, or... He points behind you. She could be in that identical ruin over there, or in that boat shack in the church tower, maybe? Why single out this one building? We have a solid chance. We're gonna leave, but we're gonna try it. 83% chance. Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. What was I even attempting to do here? Trying to talk to the wind, the city? Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? She could be anywhere. How do we find her? How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. The lieutenant sighs and gets a hold of himself. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. He looks north. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography at least. And then there's the church. He looks at the bell tower. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step 2. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village. And if that fails and we don't find her, Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that. He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm. Walk the coast. The old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Let's try again. Suddenly there's a sigh carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you and her breath flowing through it. Where does it go? In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk. Its winding tunnels whisper away. I think she's down there, below this building. Okay, why? The wind told me. He shrugs. So how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically. Finally, my time to shine. There's a ladder next to the sign, I point to them. Perhaps we can climb them, enter through the roof. Perhaps you can climb them. We're not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old and I plan to lead it and live to see 70. Okay, I'm going up. A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. Assess the situation. The distances between the remaining runs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground and you're 180? 190. I'm a giant. Okay, but still. The roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder instead. What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport? The lieutenant stares at you stone-faced. Teleportation is not a thing. Come on, Kim. Where's your adventurous spirit? This really has nothing to do with adventure. We're dealing with basic physics here. Won't hurt to try. Oh yes, it could hurt a lot. I'm not ready to do this yet, but I am going to try. I'm going to save first, though. All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to do is do it. Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle, it's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence. Oh my god, I can't believe it. You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement. I did it, Kim, I teleported. I just saw you climb the ladder. The lieutenant shouts you from below. You just climbed it like a regular person. The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear, never mind, find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring without backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding in there. I teleported. I still firmly believe I teleported up. The central support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire. Maybe I did just use the ladder. I think my way is better though. Right, double click. This is going to be sketchy and spooky. We're going into a ruined building looking for Ruby. There's a lootable here, and it is a postcard. The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. This is actually quite spooky, to be fair. Down we go. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by. You should take out your flashlight. Good point, game. Thank you for that. Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe? This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. Gross. Old file folders in the cart. Documents, silvery with mold. This is a gross place. A series of thick, dusty panes of glass. This isn't just glass, these are old computation components. These are computer components. Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass slides with an inlaid nervous system. How'd they do that and why? The HAL was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicon-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though they seem incredibly advanced. Finish the thought. We have another skill point up, it would appear. We should let Kim in, probably. 2 rusty metal plates that slide apart to form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while. Who's there? What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me open the door. Push the door was open. The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the two metal planes slide open with a creak. Huh, hope no one dangerous heard that. How'd you even get there? After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe. Probably a storm drain. It was easy to miss before. He's quite proud of himself. At least now we know a quick way in and out. Yes, we have an exit, so let's get going. Time to investigate. It went fast. Time to investigate these passages. He peers into the darkness. Okay, so we can get out that way now. There's something over here. What is it? In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. A revolutionary hat. Stale fabric, smell, and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years. We found some communards. These pots and plates are full of dust and spiderwebs. Yuck. Krasmazov portrait, a mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, K. Mazov. There's a spiderweb in the lower left corner of the portrait. I brushed the dust off the portrait. Years worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair matched by an ample mustache and sideburns look a bit silly. Look him. It's Comrade Mazov. Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago. The lieutenant doesn't seem to share your enthusiasm. Could it be connected to the Mazov bust we found in the students' room? Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. They used to always go for this kind of stuff. Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy. I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with the case. What's with all these secret weapons caches and secret bunkers? We found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger on in run-down neighborhoods, Martinez being what it is. No one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers. A long time ago. How long? Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built along or against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of the bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted. Could someone have stopped through here recently? He looks for the dust. You mean like Ruby? No, I think we stumbled on a piece of history. Alright. Revolutionary propaganda on the bed bunk, ancient flyers and brochures, and then there's a window. The same slit window you saw from the outside. Could this have been the killer's hideout and this narrow window the point of origin for the shot that killed the mercenary? This does look like an embrasure, a slit made for shooting out. I peek out. Outside the window, the day is clear and as mild as can be in the early spring. Could the killer have used this as a hideout? It's a great place to hide, and Mazovianism and murder are certainly not mutually exclusive, but there hasn't been anyone here in ages. Kim, I can't see the whirling in rags. The shot didn't come from here. Indeed, no one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough. In fact, I think we're done with this bunker. He looks to the exit. After you, officer. Sorry, comrade. We'll come back for your picture later. There's a thing here. A box, possibly with stuff. Oh no, where we went that? That was the... Oh, that was actually a thing there. An intersolary suit jacket. Something for our skill checks, possibly. There's footprints on the ground. Footprints in the sand. One of the soles appears more worn than the other. There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. It's never a good sign. The tunnel collapsed. You have to find another way around. I bet you Ruby's dead. Maybe. Who knows? Well, people who've beaten the game probably know. Stop. Go back. It's getting louder, the buzzing sound. There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell. Lieutenant, do you feel something? No, what do you mean? A pain, a strange tingling? I don't feel it, but he looks ahead beyond the arch. We should still be careful. There are footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they're fresh. Hold on, you really don't feel anything? No, but you're the sensitive one. It's not a quib, the situation is dangerous. I saw them too, footprints with the right sole worn smooth. Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully. What do you mean? He lowers his voice. Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do. We'll set in motion events we have no control over. You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Keep calm, go over the whole situation in detail. I suddenly remembered, we were running the serial number on that victim's armor. You think we should finish running it now, he whispers? Maybe you're right. Might not be as useful later. It's a minor point. Don't worry too much about this. There are bigger fish. We still got a date with the pigs and my gun. We absolutely cannot skip that appointment. His face is stone. Consider that 100% confirmed. I fear you'll still need your gun for this. His hand rests on his holster. It's not enough. You need a gun in your hand too. Your gun. How bad do you think things could get? Well, we're not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground. He smiles in the dark. If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done. We met Joyce, but we don't know what she knows yet. We should probably find out. Definitely. I think she knows something about the mercenaries, maybe. And she won't be around if the situation explodes. We found Everett's plan to take out the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it. I'll leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but he just can't be sure. Maybe it'll yield something useful. What do you think is waiting for us there? I think I see a cavern. The lieutenant's whisper echoes down the tunnel. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise. I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking. Or maybe not. He puts his hand to his holster. Either way, once you go deeper, there's no turning back. We are turning back. They're completely right. There's a bunch of things we haven't actually done yet that we've completely forgot about. We got sidetracked. Well, we can get sidetracked, but we got... Well, no, I'm going to say sidetracked because we went on a phasmid hunt for like 2 days trying to find an imaginary creature. Okay, so we're going to go back to town. We're going to do the armor rundown first. And then maybe we'll go talk to Joyce, because we did talk to a rich man, which was what we were supposed to do for one of these quests. We haven't done karaoke yet. We haven't gotten grilled on the reality lowdown yet, I guess. We haven't drank booze because we're not doing that. We haven't found a way into the secret passage yet. We haven't done the rest of the armor, you know. We haven't even found the Jolly Mesk and asked him about the armor yet. Yeah, we've got lots of things to do still. Alright, so let's go back to town. And we have to get our gun. I think our gun's probably the most important thing we need to pick up prior to doing this quest. Is that a boat? Hold up. Oh, I went the wrong way, but... Where did the boat come from? I wonder if it's that lady. We also still haven't done our... yeah, we haven't done our suggestion thing with her yet, but... Of course, we haven't actually, gotten a chance to get rid of Kim to get the bonus for that. Let's go see if we can find that boat. Well, it's not her boat, because she's not on it. But there is a boat there, and I'm gonna go kind of take a look. Who are you?
I'll just keep the cordially
oh, it's
in the
Joyce.
channel if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
She winds the mooring line around the post.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way.
Of course, jetty. I prefer a good jetty to appear any day. Jetty.
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, detectives.
She fashions the end of the line around the post and straightens her back.
Good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now. So I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
Then she's also keeping an eye on you. Have you been spying on us?
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the Cordelie red, like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
So how do you like it here?
How do I like it?
She casts her gaze towards the village, slush melting on the cinder blocks construction work left, half finished 10 years ago. Water drips down the eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
I don't want to talk about that one. She squints her eyes.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in her scabbard. A sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
Alright, politics time. Let's react. You're in no danger. And then I whisper. The working class have no idea what's happening to them. That they don't. She leans against the railing looking up at the grey sky. Do you know how they discovered this place? The wind picks up her raincoat, flaps in the gust. This fishing village? No, the Insulindian Isla. No, I don't know how they discovered it. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45%. West of the river, 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. 45% is around where I operate. Things are getting better, though. I knew you would sympathize, she nods. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means. Our home, this island of matter. Or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day, she corrects the scarf around her neck. For now, how can I help you assist in how can I help assist you in this new location? Tell me now, we have time. Do we? He glances at his watch. It doesn't look like he does. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you. And maybe there's something else I can assist you with while you're in hot pursuit. You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in. This reality? She pulls her hood closer around her neck. Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case. I'm conducting a personal investigation into the world I find myself in. Oh, truly curious, a sort of philosopher-detective. My theory is that this inquiry into the nature of reality will ultimately converge with our murder investigation. They are really one and the same. Are they now? The lieutenant cocks one eyebrow. A deep synthesis, she nods. I'll assist you however I can, then go ahead and ask. Alright, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay? Where are we? We're in Martinez, baby. Baby? A casual term of endearment, popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay no heed to it. I'm a disco holdover myself. Huh, she smiles, aren't we all? She refers to your corresponding ages. And what is Martinez? Martinez is a district of Revachol. She looks around, her green coat flapping in the wind. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbor, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You'd be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say, forgotten even. Shelled to smithereens during the revolution. She shrugs. It has its charms, just not this time of the year. Tell me more about Martinez. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. She closes her eyes. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. She opens them. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. You mentioned a sea. What sea is this? It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol, and the bay feeds into the ocean. Are we near the ocean? Yes, we're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic. Known to the early Revacholians as the Les Immensités Bleues, the Blue Immensities. What's the name of this island? Caillou, as you probably already knew. She looks to the waters. Imagine a pebble, a smoothed over pebble amidst a green-blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks of the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary. It's clear this pebble is of enormous value to her, and to humanity at large. Okay, that's Martinez. What's Revachol? Revachol. Revachol is what you call a city. What kind of a city is Revachol? The great kind. What makes Revachol great? History, detective. They built the city to resolve history, our part in it at least. Over centuries. Who built the city? The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers for Simonine and Ilmara, depending on your creed. When was it built? In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago. And why will it resolve history? They say it's where the terrible question of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts, ideological conflicts, the stuff of men. Why here? We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean. The world's connective tissue. She smiles. That's where the money is. So we're in an unimportant part of an important place. I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about, she points across to the water where the skyscrapers rise. A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor, a light reflecting off their glass windows. 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the Bank of the World building. The bottom floors are Intercom, Coalition Government Insulindian Mission Command. I look to the sea. Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light, it's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. Where are we? We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately. She watches you as you scan the horizon. This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you? Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown. This has been informative, thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask. He turns to you about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow, isn't that true, ma'am? Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term. But I want to know everything now. That is understandable, but perhaps it's better not to eat all your candy at once. Indeed, I'm always at your service. Okay, we'll conclude for now, because we need some skill points. We need Esprit, the core, and we need conceptualization. We also need to end the video because we're a little bit over time. So we're going to continue doing some of these learning things later. For now, though, I leave you for the night. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.